who really need government's help.
Well, we can talk to Conservative MP Danny Kruger. Now, before being elected in December, he was actually political secretary to Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He voted against the Labour motion to find funding for free school meals during the holidays. A very good afternoon to you. Do you recognise what Tim Montgomery said there, that there isn't really a strategy at the moment, and that's why this problem has arisen?
No, I don't. I think this problem has arisen because we fell into a trap laid by the opposition in Parliament, and that's our fault, and we've handled it badly. But the underlying policy that we've got, I think, is the right one. And quite simply, it's to trust local communities. We've put a lot of money into councils. We're supporting civil society and community groups. We're putting money directly into people's pockets through the welfare system, which is the right way to support low-income families. As Labour have always said, of course, they've always argued against supermarket vouchers, I think rightly. And so our policy is the right one. And I'm afraid, I worked in Number 10 at the same time as Tim was there. I don't recognise the picture he painted.
He said the mental gap, the mental block was over the non-working poor. It was very much aimed at helping working poor, not the non-working poor. Do you recognise that as a priority for the Downing Street team?
Not really, I'm afraid. He asked what the strategy is. It's twofold in this space. One is to create a low-tax, high-wage society where there's opportunities equally spread across the country. We're trying to level up in places that have been left behind by generations, by governments of both parties, and to ensure that growth and prosperity is equally spread. And then secondly, and perhaps more pertinent to this debate, we are recognising the absolute central importance of community-led activity. And I did a report at the request of the Prime Minister over the summer to explore how we can sustain the spirit of volunteering and neighbourliness, the community action that we saw during the lockdown. That, if I may just say, that is the key to the questions we're dealing with here. It's poverty and food poverty. For some people, it's quite straightforward. They need more money, and that's why we put money directly into their pockets, not through vouchers, but through cash into their welfare check. But for other people, it's a much more complicated and challenging set of circumstances they're in, and we need to get around them with a lot of much more bespoke, flexible, and where necessary, much more generous support than just a voucher to go to the supermarket with.
Can I ask whether you think the strategy, as you've outlined it, is working, or whether you think it is not working at this point?
Well, politically, I think we've lost a game this week.
Focus on the long term. Is the actual strategy working, or is it not working?
Well, the whole country has been knocked sideways by COVID. But the plan remains, as Boris set out when he came into Number 10 18 months ago, and as he set out in the election last year. We need to put in place a long-term plan to level up the regions of this country, and that is about investment that will take years to yield fruit. At the same time, we need a more immediate plan to support people, especially those hit badly by coronavirus. So,
but doesn't that make Marcus Rashford's point for him, really, that you've said you've got a strategy, it's not going to yield for ages, everybody's been hit very hard by COVID. Wouldn't that then say, let's chuck a few tens of millions at just making sure that no kids are hungry because they get meals when they're at school, at least one good meal a day, and meals during the holiday?
Okay. Well, no one can accuse the government of a lack of generosity with taxpayers' money towards the people in this country. We are putting hundreds of billions of pounds into supporting the economy, including up to £10 billion into welfare.
Are there children who are going hungry or not, in your view?
There are.
Right. So that I'm sure there are. That you need to do something, wouldn't it?
We do, and we are doing something. But Evan, this is crucial. I've been speaking to charities today. The supermarket voucher system is not a panacea. It does not reach everybody that needs help. It's very bureaucratic. It's difficult to work. Yes, of course, if we could wave a wand and ensure that no child was hungry this evening, everybody would do that. Right. The question is how we achieve it. And I'm saying that we need a much more flexible, much more bespoke and locally appropriate system.
But why haven't you got that system? You're in government. Why haven't you got that system? Marcus Rashford has an idea. All the restaurants and local governments who, if you like, filled in and said we'll try and help have got their idea. But why you're in a way you're saying we need an idea, and you're not offering one. You're just offering problems, not solutions.
On the contrary, the idea is to put money. Government is very good at doing big, simple things. It can put money into the welfare system. That's what we've done. £1,000 extra for everyone on universal credit. More money for councils to support local communities, including direct money for welfare for the people that they identify as in need. The second thing we need to do, and you referenced those businesses and charities, We need to support local effort. And government is absolutely doing that. That is the way to do this, to achieve a much more flexible system. So, yes, we need to find more money for families who are struggling. That is what is happening. Significant additional funds are being found. But we will only fix this if we do it locally. And, Wiltshire, where I'm an MP, they are providing free meals for families in receipt of free school meal vouchers who are struggling this week. But it's not a universal entitlement that just you get a supermarket voucher. If you're in need, you ring the council. They will either put cash directly into your bank account, or they will signpost you to a local charity or business that's helping you. And crucially, if you need additional social support because of complex, difficult circumstances your family is in, they will provide that. That's such a more human and appropriate way of dealing with this than just supermarket vouchers.
Danny Kruger, thanks for talking to us.